It's really good to be joined by all of you. Thank you to each one of you. If I can request you, the people who are seated behind, to kindly move in front. There are some seats which are still vacant. Would like to request people who are seated behind, if you can just move in and kindly be seated in the front desk. And in a short while from now, we are going to be starting with the award ceremony. It's a pleasure to be joined by our guest of honor, being joined by Srimati Chandresh Kumari. Thank you, ma'am, for joining us. We are going to be starting shortly with the award ceremony, so would like to request you all to kindly be seated. Please also keep your mobile phones on the silent mode. And yes, you might be, you can be seated here and even on those desks which is on the side. On behalf of Prime Time Research Media Private Limited, it is indeed a pleasure to extend a warm welcome to each one of you, to our very esteemed guests and distinguished dignitaries, the special invitees, academicians, teachers, mentors, guiders, the advisors, consultants, and in fact all the stakeholders of the education industry. Thank you to all of you for joining us in these prestigious awards, the Global Education Excellence Awards for the year 2013. Now, ladies and gentlemen, these awards are to reward, recognize and appreciate the academic achievements and the professional contributions of individuals and organizations to the education sector. And alongside, they also focus on the issues and challenges which are confronting the industry and also the opportunities which are there. So I'll just take a little moment of yours to just talk about the issues and challenges and the opportunities as we see in this sector. As you're all aware, the education sector can be divided into two segments. We have the core business and the non-core. The core comprises of the schools and the universities, and the non-core have the vocational colleges, the preschool and the coaching classes. Now, if we see, there has been a considerable growth in the education sector in the past decade or so. If we look into the financial year 5 to financial year 7 to 12 or 5 to 7 in these past 5 to 7 years, the education sector has seen a growth rate of 16.8%. By financial year 15, this is being considered to be a market of 640,410 crore. 100% FDI is allowed in this sector. The Government of India has the ambitious project of Sarv Shiksha Abhiyan, providing education to all, reaching out to the masses. So there's huge opportunity which you see presently in this sector. But in spite of many reforms and policy changes which have also been taking place in these last decade or so, we see that India still stands almost 30% illiterate. We still don't have world-class institutions like Oxford or Harvard, where people can look up to this kind of institutions. We are definitely coming up with great educational institutions, but when it comes to learning, this is where we are lacking. And this is where we need to get up and plug in. If we talk about the higher education, we are the third largest market we have of the higher education. We are third in terms of first United States, followed by China and then India. But again, here, yes, in the last decade or so, 20,000 institutions, 8 million students who have enrolled themselves. The gross enrollment ratio is 18.6. Now all this looks very promising, very encouraging as far as the figures are concerned. But if we again compare it to the global average, GER is 27%. China is 26%. And we have Brazil, which is 32%. So again, we are somewhere pretty low, 18.6, comparing it to global 27, we are very low. We are in fact very low as compared to the countries like Malaysia and Philippines also. So again, It is here when we talk about higher education, which is actually a stepping stone for the students to reach out into the corporate world or into the world which is where they're going to be working. We have to get up in the higher education sector. Skill development, if we talk about, again, India stands skill deficit. The kind of students which are being churned out from the institutions and the schools, they do not fit the industry requirement. There's a huge demand-supply gap which you see in what kind of students which are coming up from the institutes and what is the requirement of the industry. And this is where we feel that there has to be a lot of interface between the academia, between the industry, with the policymakers, the government, so that we are in sync with what is the requirement. For the jobs of today, as we see, are going to be very different from what you have jobs of tomorrow. The jobs which we had in the past, everyone used to become a teacher, become a doctor, engineer. These were the professions which people used to actually look up to. But today you have different kinds of jobs. And that is what you're going to be seeing in the future also. So we need to prepare for the jobs of future. And therefore the need today is more of innovators, of creators, of researchers, of analytics, of strategic planners, of entrepreneurs. Because once we educate everyone and we don't have the jobs for them, again, we have failed in what we are looking up to. So we need more and more entrepreneurship coming up, entrepreneurs to be raised, so that they can raise jobs, they can come up with jobs, and they can provide jobs to the people who are being educated. So these awards are there to recognize, reward innovativeness, creativity, leadership, out-of-box thinking, good business models, good growth models in the education sector. And with this aim and objective, ladies and gentlemen, these awards have been instituted. This is the second time that these awards are being presented. And I'll just share a little word about the organizers, the Primetime Research Media Private Limited. This is a leading global insight-driven media services company which is offering comprehensive research, branding, and also due diligence. They are working across various segments, as well as with the government, with the corporates, working in the small as well as the medium segments, and extending the research and branding and due diligence. These awards, as I said, they are more towards recognizing the contributions which are being made by individuals and organizations. So as we present these awards, they are in two sections, presenting it to the organizations and institutions and then to the individuals. And then, ladies and gentlemen, as it is said that the value of any award increases manyfold by whom it is being presented. So we are extremely thankful to our two guests of honor who have joined us and who are going to be presenting the awards. As we talk about education, we feel that education and educational institutions have been always in the forefront in promoting culture, in promoting traditions, in promoting the morality and the legacy. And this is where we thank we would like to express thanks to Srimati Chandresh Kumari for joining us, the Honorable Minister of Culture. And we all know that when we talk about culture, today we have various courses which are specialized, and we have, in fact, in our schools, we always taught of social sciences, where you talk about your culture and traditions. We have dramatics, which is, again, we talk about technology and new innovations, but at times you actually fail in these technologies. So, and that is where we always say that, the human intelligence or the human power is always supreme than the technology also. And it's a human, so we need to raise a manpower which has that intellect to come up with new technologies also. So as I was saying, our special thanks to Srimati Chandresh Kumari for joining us. And we would like to further extend a hearty welcome on behalf of all of you by presenting the colors and fragrance of spring by according her a floral welcome. Please join me, ladies and gentlemen, in according her a floral welcome. Thank you, ma'am. And I would also like to mention that we were also supposed to be joined by Mr. Tarun Vijay, the Member of Parliament Rajya Sabha, who is also the national spokesperson of BJP. Unfortunately, he's not been able to join us because of a pressing engagement. There's a last-minute BJP meeting and he had to go and attend that, but he has extended his good wishes to all of us. But we are extremely delighted and it's a pleasure to be joined by Professor Thorat, who has joined us. Thank you so very much, sir, for joining us. And we further accord and extend our good wishes. Ladies and gentlemen, Professor Thorat, highly educated, he's an academic research scholar who has done research on topics like agricultural development, rural poverty, institution and economic growth, human rights issues, thoughts of Ambedkar, slums, education, etc. as his areas of research. And for his outstanding contribution, he has been also conferred with Padma Shri in the year 2008, in addition to many awards and accolades which are in his basket. He established Vani Parishad, this is an organization for the youth, and spread Vivekananda Youth Mahamandal under the guidance of Ramakrishna Mission. During his college days, he helped establish a school for poor Garhwali children near Rajpur. So thank you, sir, for joining us. We look forward to the views of both of you, and once again thanking you for your presence. And now for the auspicious beginning of these awards, I would like to request Ma'am Srimati Chandresh Kumari to kindly light the ceremonial lamp. Would also like to invite Professor Thorat to kindly join in this auspicious act. This in fact is a lamp of knowledge and wisdom, and all the people who are present here, you are spreading the knowledge and wisdom. In fact, as we light the lamp, we invoke the blessings of the Almighty, and as the wicks are lit, the candle is passed from one person to another. That represents the sharing of knowledge, and that's a very humble profession which you are all in. Spreading knowledge, imbibing knowledge, and further enriching the world by spreading this knowledge and taking it to the masses. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you to Professor Thorat. And further, for the auspiciousness of these awards and also of our vision and mission. As I said, all of you are in a very noble profession. We now have the invocation, the Ganesh Vandana, the Lord of Prosperity and the Lord of Success. We present it in a unique style, in a dance style, and further invoke the blessings of Lord Ganesha. So presenting to you Ganesh Vandana. seeking the blessings of the Almighty and inviting Him in our thoughts, expressions in our day, we move further. And now I would like to take the opportunity and the privilege of requesting Professor Thorat to kindly share his thoughts and his views on this occasion with the August gathering.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure to be here to attain the Global Education Excellence Award of 2013. I believe this is the second award. I extend my heartfelt thanks to the Prime Time for organizing and inviting me for this event. This function is a reminder that the children of this country are its most precious asset, and therefore we have to maintain and nurture them through advanced and better education. I am particularly happy that this award is being given to those who have done considerable work in promoting excellence and quality in higher education and the school education as well. I think this is required, this is necessary to recognize the contribution of people, those who work hard to promote the excellence and quality in education. I have not done any substantial work on school education, but I was associated with higher education for 5 years as chairman of the University Grant Commission, and in that connection I got to know the problems that higher education confront in this country. In the introduction, the presenter has rightly pointed out that although our enrollment ratio has increased from somewhere around 1% in early 60s to 18% now in 2009-10, and this is very low compared to other countries in the world, somewhere around 25-37% for the middle income countries, including China. But compared to 50%, 60%, 80% for the European countries and the USA and other countries. So we are far behind as far as the access and the level of the higher education in this country is concerned. But in addition to access, the another problem that really confronts us is the disparities and unequal access to higher education. If your enrollment ratio is about 18% at aggregate level, it is much lower in rural area compared to urban area. It is much lower among the poor compared to the rich. It is much lower among the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe vis-a-vis the other group. It is much lower among the casual labor and other laborers. So this unequal access to higher education is also an issue. And of course, in addition to the unequal access, which provide opportunities to only a small section of the people to have a good education, the quality and the excellence is also a problem. We can take several indicators and try to place India vis-a-vis other countries. I am not very fascinated by this world ranking of universities and institutions because those indicators are developed in a manner such that it suits certain countries, advanced countries, that they do not suit us. For example, the universities which are included in the ranking, the university necessarily should have an undergraduate program. Our universities are not integrated universities where we don't have undergraduate program. Undergraduate program is in the colleges. So, but despite this problem with the international ranking, and we don't figure into some first 100 or so, the problem of quality remains in this country, higher education. And there are several reasons. I would not like to go into that in greater detail, but among many other reasons, underfinancing of higher education is the major problem. We hardly spend, when I joined in 2006, the University Grant Commission, we hardly spend 0.36% of our GDP on higher education, as compared to 2% and 2.5% in other countries. In the 11th plan, the UPA1 took a major initiative and increased the budget several fold and increased the GDP ratio, I think, to 0.75%. But yet, compared to other countries, the finances to the higher education are much lower, which affect infrastructure, which affect quality of the teacher. One of the major problems that created quality problem in India was that for last 10 to 15 years, many states has put a literal ban on recruitment of the faculty. And we are now facing a crisis of faculty and teachers in the universities. The Ministry of HRD has taken an initiative how to increase the quality and supply and to compensate for that neglect. We should not have done, we should not have put ban on the recruitment of teachers, however constrained we were. You can reduce the number of bureaucrats, but you cannot reduce the number of teachers and reduce the teacher-taught ratio that affect teaching. So these are some of the issues that we have to certainly face. But I would like to submit one issue and then stop. And that is that you must remember that when we promote quality and excellence, we must keep the diversity in mind. At the level of 18%, the students that are going to come enter into the higher education system are those who are going to come from rural area with a language deficiency, social communication deficiency. There are the group like such as scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, denotified tribe, minority like Muslim. These are the ones who are lacking in higher education, and increasingly they are going to enter into higher education. And they will enter into several deficiencies. The job of the institution is how, in addition to giving the knowledge and education, how do you meet their requirement? How do you improve their capacity so that they can accommodate and adjust with the higher education? And for that you require improvement of their language. Many of them come to regional languages. Improve their social skill. Improve the understanding of the subject, because the subject that they learn at the school level and the college level, there is a huge gap when they enter into the university and basic institutions. So I think the challenge of education institution, and those who have been here are here with our award, is that we cannot look for the best people. We have diversified students coming to the higher education system, and how do we offer our education system to them in a manner such that they are able to take that education and reduce the dropout rate. That is the challenge. So diversity and excellence, diversity and quality are something which we need to address if we want to have an inclusive education. And remember well that in Europe and the USA, the education is in public sector. There is hardly, in the prime stage of expansion of education in Europe, it has been a public education. There was no place for private education, and even today, there is no place for private. We have given a huge space for private and aided, and now we have self-financing institutions. But we should remember that we cannot provide an unequal access to the poorer and neglected section because of the cost of education is very high in the self-financing courses. We will have to find out ways. Education is a leveler. Education is something like a right where we should provide an opportunity to expand their capacities. We cannot say that we'll expand the capacity of 10% of the people and avoid other 80% or 70%. It will create inequalities. In Europe and USA, they provide equal opportunity for higher education, and then you take your chances in the market in terms of employability. But as far as education is concerned, everybody is given an opportunity. We are facing that problem. Our private self-financing education being expensive, we have to provide the financial support and develop ways and means whereby for the deserving and meritorious student we don't deny the opportunities. Ministry has taken initiative by setting up a finance corporation, giving them the loan, but that's not enough. We will have to have financial system whereby every meritorious student should be provided some financial support so that he or she can enter into higher education system. These are some of our challenges, and I am so happy that those who get award, that they face those challenges and still promote the excellence. Lastly, I would submit that you must remember that education has multiple goals. Education not only provides scientific knowledge to the student, it does provide scientific knowledge, as it is the spiritual and hypothetical knowledge. It provides a scientific knowledge which enables the people to enter into the society and understand things. But also it provides skills, hand-on work, whereby we improve their employability. But besides knowledge and skill, education also provides values. Education creates citizens. It is only the education sector which builds the persons for democracy, for development of this country. So education, by creating value and people, develops citizens. So education has a far more greater role than that of only giving knowledge or the skill. So please try to understand that the education that we provide through the private sector and other sector, build up the value in this society and help the country to go further as a united entity and not divided in terms of inequality. Well, let me thank you once again, and I congratulate all those who are going to receive the award for their efforts. In this kind of atmosphere, if they can promote excellence and the quality and innovativeness, they need to be congratulated. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you to Professor Thorat for sharing his views, and as he said that the importance of education is more towards extending inclusive, more sustainable and more broad-based growth and extending opportunities to all, building capacities for all, extending skills. He also spoke about that the importance of education is also in developing values among people and the morality among the people, and in fact that is a part of our culture which we have been always carrying forward. So education helps in taking informed decisions. That is what he spoke. So thank you once again to Professor Thorat. Would also like to mention, ladies and gentlemen, that he has also been the chairman of ICSSR, the chairman of UGC. He's been also the faculty member of Jawaharlal Nehru University and director of the Institute of Dalit Studies. As again taking lead from Professor Thorat, only as he said, education is something which also helps in promoting values and promoting our culture, and this is in fact has been a part of our culture and tradition for ages. There, as we once again thank the Honourable Minister of Culture for joining us, would like to also know her views on this occasion, the role of education in further promoting culture in this country. Inviting, ladies and gentlemen, the Honourable Minister of Culture, Srimati Chandresh Kumari Katoch.
Padma Shri Professor Sukhdev Thorat ji, Chairman, Indian Council of Social Science Research, distinguished guests, awardees and friends. It is indeed a pleasure for me to be here in a program organized by Prime Time Global Education Excellence Awards 2013. India is known for its ancient times of education. We have institutions such as Takshila and Nalanda from BC, where people from other countries have come and gained knowledge, and to this day a lot of people come from far off countries to learn in these institutions. We've also had the system of Gurukul in our teaching, which has ensured that there's a strong bond between the Guru and the Shishya. Today I have to tell you that in our cultural programs we are also trying to involve young people to come forward and not only learn but also teach the younger school-going children by doing voluntary services. Here I'd like to say that Professor Thorat is very knowledgeable. I have only been a housewife and then became a politician. I'm not as learned as he is, but I would like to share with you the challenges that I have faced as a politician as far as education is concerned in the rural areas. I'm talking about Himachal Pradesh because I represented Himachal Pradesh first. and now of course I'm representing Rajasthan. And I would like most of you to focus your attention to the problems that the people in the rural area face. I find that we as a government keep opening new institutions in rural areas, but the teachers who are educated and are there to teach the children are not willing to go to schools in the rural areas. We have to make teaching interesting for our teachers. They should be dedicated to the services, and I find that we do not really take good care of our teachers. We need to improve their pay scales, encourage them to go to rural areas by giving them proper accommodation and family conditions so that they are willing to go and work in these remote areas. I remember in '82 when I got elected, in my most remote areas, 6 primary schools, there were no teachers. The children were going there, the parents were sending them, as I would say, khana purti pura karne ke liye, lekin there was no teaching. With great difficulty, we managed to get teachers to these schools so that the children did not waste their time. That is why today people are sending their children to private schools and not government schools. These are the problems that we have to face day in and day out. According to me, there should be a policy that all teachers who are taking government employment it should be compulsory for them to work in rural areas for at least 5 years so that our children in the rural areas do not suffer. And Professor Thorat was very correct. The people who can afford it can send their children to public schools, but the people from the villages and the deprived people cannot afford that. That is why we have to ensure that teachers go to the rural areas and teach the children there. There is another thing that I would like you to focus on, as you are all from the education system of India, that we have to focus our education for the new generation that will create jobs, self-help jobs, and not depend on government jobs. At the moment, what is happening is that whoever passes out from the government schools or the government colleges are looking for government jobs, which is not possible to give everyone a government job. Therefore, as the lady here before, she was saying, it has to be, the system has to have a creation of new entrepreneurs and new venues for people, because the world has changed a lot. I know that our children in India are very, very bright. Given the opportunity, they are outstanding and they have performed all over the world. With flying colors, they have come out. I would also like to take this opportunity to mention here that the girl child is always deprived. I'm proud to say that I have been in politics for 38 years in Himachal Pradesh, and when I started, I realized the girl child was deprived of education. But today, the girl child is not deprived. Maybe she's 1 or 2 degrees behind the education census that we have, that the boys are 2% ahead and the girls are 2% behind. But today I'm very proud to say that the toppers of the IAS exams, one was a girl from the SD family from Kerala, and the other was the girl who came third was a Charan and OBC from my constituency, which was very encouraging that the girl child, if given the opportunity, does just as well as a boy child. So here, with these words, I would like to say that please encourage the girls. Especially we have to go into society and show them, especially in Rajasthan, where I come from now, where the girls are still deprived of education because they do not want to send them far, because they feel that if they are educated, they will not get husbands, and which is the completely reverse in Himachal, where they feel that if a girl is not educated, she will not get a husband. So in Himachal, they think in a different manner. So that is why we find that the education for girls has gone up. But states like Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, and parts of Bihar, Orissa, we have to make an effort, a strong effort, to educate our girl child so that the nation can become a strong nation with equality to both girls and boys. I cannot talk much about higher education because Professor Saab has already said everything about higher education, but I personally feel that we have to first concentrate on the primary education, which is where the base is formed, and from there continue to higher education. With these words, I once again congratulate all the students who are going to be winning awards here today, and I also thank you all very much for calling me here and being able to, and giving me a chance to give my viewpoint of how teachers should dedicate themselves to their work and work in the rural areas so that our younger generation can get the full benefit of education. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Thank you so very much, ma'am, for sharing your views. In fact, ma'am touched on some major challenges and issues which the sector is facing. One, if we talk about schools in the remote areas, and when we talk about education reaching out to people and extending, being a part of extending inclusive growth, this is where if we have schools but we don't have teachers, and teachers not wanting to go to the remote areas, so unless and until we create conducive conditions for the teachers, we are not going to be able to reach out to the masses and educate, and in fact make the people who are in the remotest part, people at the last mile, being contributors also to the economy. So that was one major challenge which ma'am spoke about, which we need to concentrate and work on. Second, of course, the entrepreneurship, having building more entrepreneurs so that there are more jobs for the people, and instead of people moving out, getting enriched here with the good education, but benefiting the economies, having brain drain and benefiting the economies of the other nation, it is necessary that we create jobs here, that our pool of young, talented and knowledgeable people stay within our country and contribute to the economy. And girl child, which you mentioned, which is also very close to heart. Even today, in fact, we had the class 10th result, which again showed that the girls have fared better than the boys. So good that in this country where we have seen a lot of disparity between the two genders, the girls are now topping. And the importance of primary education, again, that's where the foundation comes. And then only once the foundation is strong, that's going to be leading into the higher education that we can talk about. So thank you once again, ma'am, for your views. And as we now approach the most awaited moment of this evening, that is the presentation of these awards, would just like to mention that a very structured approach has been adopted towards selecting the winners. There is an esteemed panel of jury which is across various sectors, across various mediums who are there, and the diversity of sectors of the jury in fact extends more credibility and neutrality to the job. So we would like to express thanks to our jury members. These awards see the presence of participation from the schools, from the institutions, the universities, from the preschools, and then from the entrepreneurs, from the scholars and teachers. So all we have, that is how we have various categories of awards as they are going to be presented. So first I would like to request our special guest of honor, Srimati Chandresh Kumari ji, to kindly do the honor of presenting the first set of awards. Would like to request you, ma'am, to kindly place the dais. Now the first award for tonight is related to the oldest vocation known to the human civilization, that is shipping. Ships in the modern era, they use high-end technology and equipment that can be understood, maintained and handled only by marine engineers. For imbibing the highest degree of discipline and skills to the students so that they are responsible enough to manage the enormous power of a ship and all this complicated machinery which you have in the ship, we in the first award recognize the institution which is extending knowledge and extending skills in this field. Ladies and gentlemen, the award for the best marine institution in India goes to BP Marine Academy. We have been joined by Captain Badal Singh, the Director of BP Marine Academy. Award. Of India, Jawaharlal Nehru ji, he actually dreamt of India with scientific knowledge, imbued with scientific culture. He dreamt of a center of excellence in medical sciences, a center which would set the pace for medical education and research in the Southeast Asia. And it was then that the All India Institute of Medical Sciences was instituted. So ladies and gentlemen, our next award winner, as we recognize the contribution in the science sector, we have the winner, the All India Institute of Medical Sciences. I think we've not been joined by someone from the institute. We're going to be, if I can, yes, request you to kindly take on their behalf. If I can request ma'am to kindly present you. Now we live in a technologically advanced world. In fact, this is a world which is like a crystal ball spun around a mouse. This is a world where computers and networks, they play a very pivotal and important role. We live in a fast-paced world where we are connected to the internet almost 24/7. Network security is therefore very important as personal security. As such, a robust network security is required to safeguard our primary networking infrastructure from illegal access, from hacking, from malfunction, misuse, dysfunction, alteration, or improper disclosure. So ladies and gentlemen, in this category, we have recognized an organization, an institution that have been providing network security training to its students so that they can implement secure networks which maintain confidentiality, integrity, and protection against myriads of external and internal threats. So for spearheading the Network Security Training Department and for producing resources that provide highest quality of network management, Network Bulls, ladies and gentlemen, is now being awarded the Best Network Security Training Institute in upcoming India. We have Mr. Faraz Jairam, the CEO of Network Bulls, present with us, to the CEO. Now, where there is no law, there is no transgression. At the most pragmatic level, lawyers, our society is professional problem solvers. Lawyers are called upon to make distinctions. Every discipline, every profession, every job, and every calling has a cutting edge. At that cutting edge, the lines are drawn. Lawyers and judges are society's ultimate line drawers. We believe lawyers are definitely necessary in a community. So for making the lawyers of tomorrow, this award recognizes the institution which is creating a brigade of lawyers who are going to be playing a very important role in society. So for the most promising law school of the year, ladies and gentlemen, the winner, Symbiosis Law School, Noida. We have Dr. Chandrasekhar J. Ravindare, the Director of Symbiosis Law School. Every student, as we have been saying, once you have received education, once you have received knowledge, you're definitely looking for a good job. It is very important in today's competitive world that the educational institutions, in addition to imparting knowledge, also understand the needs of the students, the corporate world, and the career objectives of the students. So for having the best placement records that are unparalleled by any other management institute in North India, ladies and gentlemen, the award for the best placement amongst the management institutes in North India goes to Accurate Institute of Management and Technology. So again, request someone from Accurate, if someone has joined us. In that case, congratulations to them, and we move on to the next award. Now this, in fact, I'll announce the award, but they are not present. This award, ladies and gentlemen, is for the most innovative management institute in North India. And once again, the winner in this category is Accurate Institute of Management and Technology. So once again, congratulations to them. Unfortunately, they have not been able to join us here. Moving on to the next award. Now, the engineers. Engineers are behind the cars we drive, they are behind the machines which we use, the pills we pop, and the way we also power our homes. You must have guessed what our next category is. Ladies and gentlemen, the best engineering college in North India is Arya Institute of Engineering and Technology. Now, someone from Arya? Fortunately, no one, but congratulations to them. The system of education, as we have been talking and both our speakers have also said, must not be static. Today, when we can find a lot of advancements with regard to technology, upgradations in education sector is also important. Good number of private universities have today been established in a few years. So here we identify the best of the universities which is coming up. The best private university in South India, and the winner, KL University. KL University, the best private university in South India, with world-class amenities as well as extending the best environment in ambience study. We have Professor G.L. Datta. Early education and childcare for young children improves their health, it promotes their all-round development and learning. As we have said, this is the foundation of the students, the foundation of the young tots who are going to be taking up carrying the legacy, in fact, forward. Early education includes all of a child's experience at home, a childcare, and in other preschool settings. Dedicating itself for building young minds to spearhead a dynamic future globally for the last 85 years, ladies and gentlemen, the best world school in Maharashtra, goes to Podar World School. Behind Podar World School, we have Ms. Simran Podar. Ms. Sangeeta Agarwal, the principal of Podar World School, is here. A design that works as a few original ideas as possible. For inculcating these original ideas in students, the award for the best innovative engineering college in Andhra Pradesh. Ladies and gentlemen, this award goes to Chandalavara Ramana Engineering College. We have not been joined by anyone but from Andhra Pradesh, but congratulations to them for being the winners in this category. From Andhra Pradesh, we now move on a little up, that is north. The next award for the evening is for the most promising engineering college in Punjab. For achieving the objective to provide high quality education in engineering and management disciplines through a creative balance of academic, professional and extracurricular programs, the award for the most promising engineering college in Punjab goes to Swami Parmanand College of Engineering and Technology. We have Mr. Atul Mittal, the secretary, and he has received the award. This is for the most promising engineering college in Punjab. Is for the best upcoming technical and management college in Uttar Pradesh. Now, being the first institution to provide a genuine opportunity to students to make their career in specific fields of their desire and approach, the award for best upcoming technical and management college in Uttar Pradesh goes to IAIT Group of Institutions. We have Ms. Deepa Rai, the director present with us of the Institute, IAIT Group of Institutions. Congratulations to you. And as we said, these awards see the participation not only from the schools and colleges and preschools, but also from vocational colleges, from polytechniques. So the next award is for the best polytechnique college in Western Uttar Pradesh. And here the winner is Pandit Ramadhar J. Tiwari College of Polytechnique. We have someone from the institute. We have not been joined, but congratulations to them, and we move on to the next award. Now, once again, as we talk about education, education is not just about bookish knowledge. It is about, in fact, helping you take informed decisions and making you move in a profession of your choice. So today, apart from just doctors and engineers and MBAs and IAS, we have different kinds of jobs and different kinds of professions which have come up. Here we recognize the fashion and designing. Fashion and designing have a fast-paced and continuously evolving relationship. Today the term techno-fashion is used to refer to a predominantly 21st century phenomenon. Glamour, glitz, creativity, technology has always been the essence of fashion and designing. For keeping its students abreast with the fast-paced progress of fashion's ever-evolving aesthetic and giving its students a wider frame of reference with more scope to explore new horizons, the award for the best fashion and interior designing institute in central India goes to Aesthetic Institute of Design, Media and Management. We have Mr. Neemchand Sonal, the chairman of Aesthetic Institute of Design, Media and Management. only in response to the growing demand of out-of-home childcare, but also in recognition of the critical importance of educational experiences during the early years. Advances in brain research show that the first years of life, they impact a child so much that it actually has an influence throughout his life. The first 5 years are also when children build the social and emotional skills they need to succeed in school. Yes, you're guessing it right. Ladies and gentlemen, our next session awards is in the play school category, and the first one in this, the category of the most promising preschool in North India, the winner, Spring Bliss Play School. We have Sameer Pandi, and this is good. She's not here, but as we move on in the presentation of the next set of awards, I would now like to request Professor Thorat to kindly do the honor of presenting these. Would like to request you, sir, to kindly join us here. So we still remain in the category which is building and extending the foundation to the young minds and young thoughts and creating wonders. This award is for the best preschool in East Delhi, and the winner is Wonder Play School. Wonder Play School, we have Mr. Panchraj Tripathi, the director, joining us to receive the award. Wonder Play And the winner here is Cambridge Champs International Preschool. We have Mr. Dhananjay B. Wanekar from Cambridge Champs Engineering College in Bhopal. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner here is Lakshmipati Institute of Science and Technology. We have someone from Bhopal from the institute. Congratulations to them. And from Madhya Pradesh, we move slightly closer to it. We move on to UP. This is the best engineering college in Delhi NCR, and that, ladies and gentlemen, is Meerut Institute of Engineering and Technology. We have Mr. Vishnu Saran, the chairman, and Lieutenant General J.M. Garga, the Director General of the Meerut Institute of Engineering and Technology, joining us. Congratulations to you, sir. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when we talk about technology, yes, technology today is a great enabler, and as we have said, it is one medium through which we can reach out to the masses. We can extend education to the people at the last mile. Even when there are no teachers, technology definitely has the power to reach out to the people. But then, where you have smart minds with a positive attitude, you also have smart minds with a negative attitude, and that is where we see people get into actually using this technology for as a disuse or misuse, as we can say. So that is where they go for hacking or intruding into the database of the others. So with the tremendous growth of the internet, complex security problems today have become very prevalent for governments and private companies. Intruders and hackers illegally, they enter the database and web services to steal, damage or spread unwanted programs. Conventional technological and managerial controls are insufficient to detect the system weaknesses. Ethical hacking provides a solution to protect a network's infrastructure. So here we recognize the most promising institute for ethical hacking and cyber security in Delhi NCR. And the winner, ladies and gentlemen, here is 13 India Technologies. We have someone from the institute. This is 13 India Technologies, so 13 India Technologies. Yeah, Mr. Jaspreet Singh and Mr. Deep Arora, the directors receiving the award. The winner is I3 India. Now, for ages we've seen that dancing has been a source of entertainment. In fact, as we talk about culture, and we have the Honorable Minister of Culture present with us, dance has been one medium which has been also been promoting our culture and promoting our traditions. But today dancing is also recognized and has an importance in boosting our skills, in boosting our spirit, in boosting our confidence, and alongside lifting your spirits and giving you good health. Dancing is also used for that purpose. So for spreading the goodness which is attached with dancing, we now recognize the best upcoming dance academy in Delhi NCR. And ladies and gentlemen, the winner here is Creative Mechanism Dance Academy. We have not been joined by anyone from the academy, but congratulations. Oh, we have been joined by Mr. Amit Khare and Mrs. Anuja Khare, who are there to receive the award. Entertainment. Now from your dancing we move on to acting. Acting again is of course today it is a good profession, it is a big profession giving you big bucks, but at the same time acting also helps you realize your inner potential, your talent, your skills. It is to some extent also closer to meditation because it helps you connect with your inner self and express your views and your expressions, and it is a medium of course, great interaction. So here we recognize the best acting school in Delhi NCR, and ladies and gentlemen, the winner here is Salgane School of Acting. We have the presence of the director of the institute, Mr. Sachin Gupta, who is present with us. Record in networking industry, and once again, ladies and gentlemen, the winner here is Network Bulls. Network Bulls, the winner in the category of Excellent Placement Record in Networking Industry. Outstanding contributors in the field of education. These awards have actually gone to the length and breadth of the country. And the next award, as we have, this is for the best UPSC coaching classes in Amravati. And the winner here is Unique Academy Amravati. Unfortunately, no one from the institute, but again, congratulations to them. And now from moving on in recognizing the institutes and organizations, we now have the individual recognitions. Here, ladies and gentlemen, we recognize the contributions of individuals to the education sector who are contributing immensely towards the growth of the education sector. So the first award, ladies and gentlemen, now for a country which has a rich educational system, creating a mark in this field is a difficult task. But nothing could deter this man, with a vision and drive to take education to higher level. For his outstanding approach and dedication, we give the Innovative Director of the Year Award to Dr. Rajiv Bhardwaj. In congenital radioulnar syntosis and clubfoot for childhood disability in India. And the winner here, ladies and gentlemen, is Dr. Viraj Shingade and Dr. Rashmi Shingade. The Blessed Clinical Research in congenital radioulnar syntosis and clubfoot for childhood disability in India. Physicians can diagnose and treat a full range of problems people typically bring to their doctors. They know how to care for you and, if necessary, when to bring in another specialist you can trust. Physicians are experts in prevention, treating most acute illnesses and helping people effectively manage chronic medical problems. They are at the center of your care, coordinating and guiding you through what can be a very confusing and a fragmented healthcare system. Ladies and gentlemen, here we recognize the best physician in Delhi NCR and the winner, Dr. Amit Agarwal. Dr. Amit Agarwal, the best physician in Delhi NCR. I think he's not been able to join us. Now today, as with our changing lifestyle, one acute illness which is surfacing, and in fact we see a lot of prevalence of that, is diabetes. A diabetologist is a medical practitioner who focuses on providing care to patients with diabetes. With the growing number of diabetic patients, it's always prudent to know one. The award for the best diabetologist in Ahmedabad, ladies and gentlemen, the winner, Dr. Prakash H. Kurmi. Award is for the best Otorhinolaryngology Consultant in Delhi NCR, and the winner here is Dr. Kumud Kumar Handa. Dr. Kumud Kumar Handa is present with us. Congratulations to them. And now moving on to the last award of this evening. This award, ladies and gentlemen, is for the outstanding contribution in the education sector, and for the untireless and dedicated work for decades. Ladies and gentlemen, we recognize the contributions and achievements of Mr. Prafulla Kumar Patel, the winner in the category of outstanding contribution in the education sector. The best placement among the management institutes in North India, and ladies and gentlemen, the winner here is Accurate Institute of Management and Technology. If I can request both our guest of honor, Professor Thorat and Srimati Chandresh Kumari ji, to kindly join us here on the stage as we present the awards to them. In fact, Accurate Institute of Management and Technology, they are winners in two categories. The first, the best placement amongst the management institutes in North India, and also the winner in the category of most innovative management institute in North India. We now announce the award for the Best Innovative Engineering College in Andhra Pradesh, and here the winner is Chadalavada Damannam Engineering College. We have Mr. P. Prabhakaran, the Vice Principal, present with us.
Experience associating with Brand Charge?
It's fine because it's a novice experience, so they could come to know that and but it is really thrilling.
Any other comments, sir?
It's good. I hope that this is managing and you guys are doing very good. Hopefully the future is very bright and all the best for your organizations. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot.
How do you feel after receiving this prestigious award?
Very happy because this is the third time I'm getting this award. So it's really wonderful. And as school is new, this is the third year will start, and this is the third time I'm coming to Delhi for getting the award. months.
Okay, and how's your experience associating with Prime Time?
It's very good. Like, we feel very happy when we get meals from there or whatever. Really wonderful.
Any other comments, sir?
I feel so such type of this event should be conducted so they should get motivated, and it's like it helps us to increase our brand name. Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you.
How do you feel after getting this award, sir?
We are gratified having this award for giving some hard effort for your country.
Okay. How's your experience associating with Prime Time, sir?
It is very nice, the program was very nice, and it was arranged very nicely, the president also very nice. It was very great.
Any other comments, sir?
See, I'd like to tell the institutions, the teachers, the students that today we need to focus on technical education as well as practical skills. And whenever we think of service, we should not depend on the government only. We should stand on our own legs. And that's why we need vocational training, vocational educations. And in future, whenever we will be standing on our own legs, we need to have proper education for vocation. And I frequently always insist on or focus on that it should be on practical skills.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
How do you feel after receiving this prestigious award?
We are honored, humble, flattered. It's really good. It's really nice to be recognized for your hard work, dedication. It's really nice.
And how is your experience associating with Prime Time?
It was really good. Nice, you can say. We don't have any issues or any situations where we could cite them. It's really nice. It's nice.
Any other comments, sir?
See, any award which has been conferred on anybody is a kind of motivation. And motivation makes others feel, the people who are motivated feels better, as well as to give some sort of commitment towards the society for doing a better job. It's same.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. How do you feel after getting this award?
Pleasant to receive this award, and I am very thankful to Prime Time on one of my IIT institution projects.
Any other comments?
Nothing else, but it's a great pleasure to receive this award, and it's just an inspiration so that we continue with good work in the coming future in this field of education.
Thank you so much. How do you feel after getting this prestigious award?
I'm feeling very good and proud of myself, my team, that we have received this award. I think this award is just a kind of a motivation for our company and our team to grow into this industry and to provide a good education excellence to India and provide good engineers, good engineers.
And how was your experience associated with Prime Time?
It was very nice. I would like to thank the team of Prime Time for giving us the opportunity to receive this excellence award.
Any other comments, sir?
It's a nice food store over there. It's so right.
Thank you. How do you feel after receiving this prestigious award, sir?
Very happy and excited, and thank you Prime Time for this honor.
And how was your experience associating with Prime Time, sir?
It is wonderful to see organization like Prime Time to recognize those institutions who are willing to experiment and explore. Thank you, and I congratulate Prime Time for this award ceremony.
Okay, thank you, sir. How do you feel after receiving this prestigious award,
It's
sir?
great, and I would like to thank Prime Time Media Research Foundations to recognize our play school, Wonder Play School, as a best play school in Delhi and NCR. And I would like to thank all the parents and the students of our school and our colleagues. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot.